There are many videos on YouTube about 3D printed cycloidal gears and harmonic drives, but almost no one is talking about this reducer, although it was invented in Germany back in 1920s. Recently, I watched a very interesting video by Sergey Doresh featuring a wave reducer with intermediate rolling elements. I decided to build and test one myself. I designed a parametric model, which I'll open source so you can build your own. I like this reducer because it's simpler than cycloidal and harmonic drives. It can be easily 3D printed, it's compact, it uses the smallest amount of bearings, so it's cheap, it's backdrivable, and it can be no backlash. The reducer consists of rollers. In this case we have 12 5mm bearing balls, a main cycloid ring gear. The number of cycloids should be one more than the number of rollers, so we have 13 cycloids here. A separator, which holds the rollers and connects to the output shaft. The separator should be thick enough to hold the load, which depends on the roller diameter. I recommend not using rollers with less than 4 to 5 mm diameter, but the smaller roller diameter, the more compact reducer will be for the same gear ratio. This is the weakest part of the gearbox. And the wave generator wheel, which connects to the input cam with some eccentricity through the bearing. In fact, you can use the outer surface of the bearing as the wave generator. The reduction ratio of this drive equals to the number of the rolling elements. So in this case, we have 12:1 reduction ratio. For the rolling elements, there are several options. It's balls. The best option is bearing balls, if you can find them separately. Also, you can use plastic balls for airsoft. I easily found cheap bearing balls from a local online store, so I've tested only them. And rollers, I found three options. It's brass round standoffs with a 5mm diameter. This one is 6mm height. The height is inconsistent, so I added some tolerance to the separator in 3D model. This is the hardened steel shafts with a 5mm diameter. These are more precise but heavier and twice as expensive as standoffs, but it's still quite cheap. Also, there are nylon round standoff spacers with a 7mm outer diameter and 5mm height. They are my favorite ones because nylon is ideal for 3D printed parts. They may have some inconsistency in diameter, but they rub in quickly, and after some tests they showed good results with a really low backlash. Rollers cause less wear on 3D printed parts and they can stand higher torque. So let's build one. Here we have 20:1 reduction gearbox with a 5mm brass round standoffs. The separator and output shaft can be 3D printed as one piece, but it requires supports, and using two parts allows me to easily interchange different separators with less 3D printing. It's a bit tricky to put all the rollers in place. I use masking tape to hold them. Sometimes I use grease to hold the rollers. It works really well with bearing balls. After the initial assembly, it can be hard to turn the gearbox. It needs to be run in a little so that all the parts were in and fit together properly. Then it can be disassembled and lubricated. After that, it runs really smoothly. There are some vibrations at high speed, so you can add a second layer with 180 degrees out of phase to counterbalance the reducer. I've included this option in a parametric model, but haven't tested it yet. What I did test it is the second stage for the smallest reducer. Initially, it had 8:1 reduction ratio, so I transformed it into a powerful 64:1 reduction ratio with this compact size. Trying to measure the backlash using a laser pointer at a distance of 1.5 meters. As I mentioned, I've built a parametric model of this drive with a feature script that builds gear elements for you, so you can build your own gearbox. Check my URLs page with all the links for this video. To generate the drive, you need to fill some parameters. It's the roller diameter, the roller's number, which is your reduction ratio. For the balls, use this option. For the rollers, fill in the roller height. You might need to add some tolerance. It doesn't affect on the backlash. These are the bearing sizes. A bearing housing lip allows you to keep the bearing in place. It automatically checks the minimal diameter based on the number of rollers and the bearing size, allowing you to use the bearing as the wave generator will. Or you can manually put your ring gear outer diameter if it's greater than the minimal one. By default, the body size is 2 mm larger than the diameter of the gear. You can cover the separator so you can connect it to the output shaft. This is the input shaft diameter. By default, it's for the NEMA 17 size. The parts offset create some space between moving parts. The roller tolerance allows me to adjust the roller hole in the separator, which is handy when using random seam alignment in 3D printing. For the balls, I just use the drill bit. By the way, I applied random seam alignment in 3D printing the parts of my gearboxes to distribute the bumps, which disappeared during the gearbox operation. And this is the model of a full gearbox housing for the NEMA 17. It uses my generator. I've put all the parameters into a variables table to reuse them, for example, for the second stage. I've added parameters for the output bearing and the bearing tolerances, so you can adjust it for a 3D printer. You can change the number of output shaft mounting holes and their diameter for the threaded inserts. If you want to add a counterbalance layer, just click Answer Press. For the second stage, Answer Press this one. For all the links to these models, check my URLs page. I will also include a link in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video and liked this generator. Please leave your comments. I have another idea for a video about this kind of drive, so don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.